How's it going, guys? Here with Repliforce. I'm the Facto. I'm joined by
Duty Dude
and Ryan.
And tonight we're going to be going through legendary game Mega Man X. Hope everyone's having a good Christmas Eve. By the time you see this, it'll probably be Christmas Day or later. So hope you had good holidays. Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get this started.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I actually ran through this game probably the fastest time I ever did 100%. It was only about an hour and 20 minutes. And every time this first level pops up, it just brings back so much nostalgia, as I'm sure it does for probably both of you.
Oh, definitely. This is one of the very first Super Nintendo games I got. My grandpa came over Christmas and brought a Super Nintendo, and this is one of the first games that I had, so it definitely has some history. So
yeah, we rent this game all the time.
Yeah.
Every time we go to rent a game.
Yeah, like every time we'd go, I remember specifically when we would go to Schnucks a lot of the time to rent our games, and I would always pick this one out.
Yeah.
So, this was the first Mega Man game I played, actually.
I think it was for me as well. And just taking a look at this B-Blader, I remember, nowadays you can just wipe that thing so easily, but when you're a kid, it's pretty intimidating, that giant hornet.
Oh, yeah. And in the first level of the game, too, it was like, whoa, this is already such a huge enemy. So.
Well, that and like ground beneath you is like gonna collapse. It did earlier, and it's just so much going on. It was blew my mind the first time I played it.
Yeah.
Well, the game is genius in its level design too, because as I'm watching this, I'm noticing that it's teaching you the fundamentals of the game that you're going to need throughout the rest of the entire game.
Right.
For instance,
like wall skipping there.
The wall skipping. It forces you to do it, and you kind of have to remember that. And like that's a huge contrast to modern games where 500 menus pop up and tell you exactly how to control the game. This game just sneaks it in there.
Yeah. Is it really called wall skipping, or what's the proper term, Alex?
I don't know. I usually just say wall jumping, but
yeah, that's what I've called.
I hear wall skipping too. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't think there is an official name for what it is, but I don't know.
I am just waiting for it to get to that one character. I'm talking about.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I can't wait to talk about this next part that comes up after I destroy this next car. Because as a kid, I remember the first time. Alright, yeah, so here comes Vile. I remember the very first time when you start fighting him and you figure out that you can't actually kill him. Like, as a kid, I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, am I doing any damage? So,
an unbeatable game.
Yeah.
Well, right now, they're like showing you how weak you are. It's pretty much
exactly.
You're helpless.
Yeah. And I love that pretty much the whole concept of this game is by the end of the game, you feel like your character actually got so much more powerful. So,
And here in a second, they introduce another important aspect of that.
Yeah, this is my favorite part, actually.
Right here,
Yep.
Zero is like the symbol of who you want to become in this game. It's like, oh wow, this guy's cool. He one-shot the dude that you just got destroyed by.
Yeah. I always thought it was a girl, but
It's also another significant part of that is he also did a charge shot, which if you didn't know at that point that you could charge up your blaster, it kind of signifies that you should be able to do that too. Which I think the first time I played this game, I actually didn't know I could do that. So obviously I figured it out partway through. But
one of the things Zero just said there that we kind of missed was you may even become as strong as I am. And as a kid, you're like, okay, so I can become like Zero, and that's a huge thing. Zero was such a I mean, he's an iconic dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And one thing that I noticed...
Obviously, start with Chip. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Throughout the whole first level, I noticed how far his buster goes when you shoot. I'm so used to Smash Brothers and it barely going in front of him. But yeah, I'm glad that you can shoot at a distance in this one. But yeah, so here we are at this level, and this is always the first level I always play through for some reason. I
think it's everyone's first level.
You need that dash, because when I was playing through this, like yesterday when I did this playthrough, on the opening stage, I kept trying to dash, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I have to get the dash boost. So
it's kind of like rolling in Ocarina of Time. You just roll everywhere. Once you get the dash boost, you dash everywhere.
Yep. It really does change the way that you play the game, though. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest difference to me between X and the classic Mega Man is the wall jumping and the dashing. Because
you feel a lot more agile.
Yeah, like the pacing of the stages is, in my opinion, a lot better because it's not as... I don't know, the classic Mega Man games aren't slow, but yeah, right here you get the dash boots, which makes everything so much faster, so...
It's just the wall jumping is so much better than climbing a ladder,
Yeah.
In comparison to the regular Mega Man games.
Yep.
But there's Dr. Light, and I just love the fact that he's in this game,
Yeah.
You gotta fight Dr. Wowie.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, like when I first played this game, though, I didn't even know who Dr. Light was because this was my first Mega Man game. So after playing some of the original games, I think the first original Mega Man game I played was Mega Man 8, actually.
Right.
But I was like, oh, it's Dr. Light. He's part of the original Mega Man games. Oh my God, these games are connected? So, yeah, I like that these games are actually connected with the classic games. So,
yeah.
I'm ashamed to admit that I don't really know. After Mega Man 8, it's kind of hazy. It's like, what happens? But
right. Yeah, Mega Man 9,
Mega Man 9, actually.
Yeah, Mega Man 9 was really good. I thought Mega Man 10 was also pretty good, but... So, Mega Man X is actually not my favorite of the X series, but it is my second favorite. What about you guys? What's your favorite Mega Man X game?
X5. That's me.
X5.
Oh. I have to say X4, and it's probably biased just because that's the only PlayStation 1 I had, and I don't know, I played the ever-living crap out of it, so...
I was so excited whenever we got X5 for PS1, and the story, I love the ending, because, it keeps you wanting for more, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't played it, but Zero, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
He was just so much fun to use. I always use Zero in any of the X4, 5, and 6.
The game, I feel like X4 was a lot harder using Zero, but...
Oh.
Yeah. X4 is also my favorite one, but X5 is definitely up there because I have a lot of memories with that one, and I'm the same as Ryan, where I remember being extremely excited for that game, so... yeah, they're both good games, though.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about Mega Man X is they kind of take a spin on the whole... Blank Man, throughout the original series it was Tomahawk Man, Centaur Man, everything Man, and then this one they pick some sort of element or something like that, and then an animal, and so there's a little more flexibility there, it seems.
Yeah, and I think it makes for a lot more varied designs, because when it came to the original Mega Man, all the bosses, well, just all the characters in general, had sort of the same kind of principle of design, and yet in this game, just look at the boss screen right now. It's just, you have all these extremely weird looking arc shots. So.
One thing we missed back there was the password screen. I remember writing down so many of those things on so many sheets of paper. I'm glad those things are gone, even though, part of me misses that. A Spark Mandrill. I mean, really? Mandrill?
Yeah.
It's not even any kind of an animal at all.
It is an animal.
Yeah.
It is? Oh.
Yeah, it's a monkey.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. As a kid, I was like, a mandrill? Like, is that some sort of piece of equipment? But
Yeah.
I think the strangest one in this game is Boomer Kawanger because, I mean, I guess he's supposed to be some sort of like insect or a beetle or something, but I still can't fully wrap my head around what he's actually supposed to be. So
what does Kawanger even mean?
yeah, exactly. That's the confusing part. I mean, I get Mandrill, but I really don't get Kawanger.
Oh gosh, I thought you were going. This thing keeps flying around. I like how they have these different types of things in each level. You know, I wonder how many of those they do have. I don't quite remember, but that enemy keeps on flying around back there with a little light following behind him. They were always pretty annoying to me until I figured out you can actually kill that thing.
Yeah, man, as a kid, that thing killed me so many times on this level. That was my nightmare. But
You almost died again back there.
yep, I saved myself that time though.
Now, when I was younger, I couldn't even get past this boss half the time.
This boss is actually pretty tough.
Yeah, this boss is annoying.
He's harder than Chill Penguin.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, I also love the music on this level. Actually, just the music in this game in general. There isn't a single song in this game that I don't like. So
Yeah, I was actually going to say, when you were talking about the password screen, I love that song. It's really sad almost. It's like, yeah, it's,
oh my
it's really
god,
good.
like the credit song in this game especially it has this kind of like chilling feel to it, like when you hear it. So just all the music in this game is just really good.
Yeah.
What games are kids playing these days? I compare it to this, I'm like, well, they're missing out.
Yeah, that's very true. Because this game is just so well designed. Like, when I was playing through this, I was actually trying to focus on if I could find anything wrong with it. And honestly, I can't think of anything. I mean, the level design is amazing. The music is great. The menus are really easy to understand. So, yeah.
And it's the first one in the series.
Yeah, exactly.
I always like this part of the level. It's like, all right, am I ready to face the boss? How many lives do I have? That's exactly what I think of.
Yeah. That's, if we ever get to doing X6, you're probably going to see me checking on that a lot, because that game is just, oh my god, it's teeth-gratingly hard. I mean, I think X6 is the hardest, so if I...
This is hilarious right here. He's like, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
I think it would have been better for the audience if you wouldn't have used his weakness. Gosh.
Well, I was trying to get through it as quick as possible, so...
Yeah. But, you know, when I was younger, see, I didn't go through it enough to know each boss's weakness, so that was one problem I always had, was beating the boss with just, like, the Buster or some other weapon that was not its weakness.
Yeah, I mean, I can beat all the bosses in this game with just the Buster, but if I would have done that, then you'd just be sitting here watching me, you know, kind of pummel a boss for like a minute or two straight.
Seeing some dodging skills there, you know, some technique, you know.
Yeah, you'll see it eventually.
Or you just play Smash Brothers and see it there.
Sting Chameleon's over there like, hey.
I think the bird is the scariest one. The bird on the tornado, whatever.
This level is so good, though.
Storm Eagle. And the one on the same position on the right side is also kind of freaky looking to me.
Boomer Quanger?
That's it, yeah, I guess.
No, what's your favorite boss in this game?
I don't know. Boomer Quanger is really cool, just because his helmet looks really sweet.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't even know all the names of the bosses, actually.
Mine would be Storm Eagle. Just as a kid, I remember always being so excited, like, oh, I'm going to do Storm Eagle this level again. So, yeah. This was another level that I really enjoyed, too, though.
Yeah.
I really like how this level has a lot of momentum. Like, you're moving really fast.
Yeah. And I love how that robot back there is supposed to be chasing me, but I outran that pretty quickly.
Oh.
But as a
This
kid,
level would be horrible without the dash boots.
yeah, it would. I don't even want to think of how that would be.
Especially with all those bats, that would just be obnoxious.
So that little enemy right there is the helmet.
Matar.
The helper
It
Matul.
looks, isn't it exactly the same as it was in the regular Mega Man games, you know? 1 through 8?
Pretty much.
They look slightly different. But
Yeah. They're are pretty much the same thing.
Wow. You're speeding through this thing.
Yeah, I think this is probably the quickest level to get through. Except maybe Chill Penguins. Like, if you have the dash boots on Chill Penguin stage, you can get through that so fast.
yeah, it's a cakewalk.
Anyway, getting back to the enemy with the helmet, like, it seems like most of the enemies in the X games, except for maybe like a bat and that enemy with the helmet, are so different, and just, I don't know, it seems like a whole different universe almost.
Yeah, the enemy design is really varied in these games.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about it.
Look at that background, gosh.
Yeah. It looks like it was hand-drawn almost. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this boss was another one that gave me a lot of trouble as a kid.
Yeah, same here.
Ah!
I think still to this day I have trouble with bosses that kind of seemingly bounce around the stage.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's just the geometry, It's hard to see where they're gonna go next.
I think probably the worst boss in existence is the kangaroo boss in Mega Man X7, who just keeps screaming, burn it to the ground the whole time you're fighting to him. And yeah, it's pretty awful. And he's also really hard to defeat too, so God.
Wasn't there some kind of fire dragoon in X5 and 6? You had to face him in both games?
No, Mega Man Dragoon was in X4, and
He kind of started the whole conflict.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
He was in X5 too, right?
I thought he actually did appear in another title, but I don't remember.
Huh?
So this level... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I think he actually appeared in one of the handheld games. So
Oh.
This level has one of the most frustrating sub-bosses.
Yeah, I agree.
you mean the well, which one? Because there's a couple different ones. There's the submarine, and then there's like the dragon kind of thing.
The dragon thing.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was talking about the submarine because it uses the suction to pull you into the spikes.
Yeah. It is kind of scary. Like, I think I almost actually died to it at one point, but I guess.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I died that way all the time when he's sucking you in,
Yeah.
Definitely. No, both sub-bosses really I have a problem with. I always did. Not very good at these games.
Oh, did you guys know if you actually do your regular pea shooter while you're dashing, the bullets are actually stronger? I think they're like twice as strong or something.
No way.
Yeah. That's why on that last submarine I kept dashing while I was shooting. So
I wouldn't dash on this one, though.
yeah, definitely not.
So is this thing weak against the electricity?
It's weakest against the tornado, but it's fairly weak. It's using that would be faster than doing my busters, so
I could tell.
that's why I did that. Especially since I couldn't dash right there.
Well, I could learn a lot from how you play this game.
Yeah, it makes Sigma's Maverick seem kind of pathetic.
Yeah. Sigma.
Well, I played through this game probably like 20 or 30 times, honestly. So this game was like a nightmare as a kid, even though I loved it so much just because of how fun it was.
I think I had a bigger tolerance for frustration when I was younger, because now if a game is like really, really difficult, I get annoyed and can possibly throw my controller. But back then I didn't care because you had infinite time pretty much.
Right. Plus, like, games back then were, I don't know, there was more games around that actually had really hard difficulties, and nowadays it seems like most of them lean towards more of the kind of pick up and play and, kind of get it done quickly style.
Yeah.
How it used to be, so. like this is one of those games. I mean, it has passwords, so you know you're kind of jumping into the past a bit, because games nowadays obviously do not use passwords anymore. So
Yeah.
anytime you pick up a game with that, you know that you're going back quite a bit.
I really like the weapon steal aspect of Mega Man games. It's just really fun to get a new ability and try it out and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, it's almost like, kind of like in Mario. I mean, when you complete a stage, that's really all you got from it, you know. But in Mega Man, every time you beat a level, or at least the Robot Masters, or the Mavericks and Mega Man X terms, you're always awarded with some sort of new ability that you can use. So I think that's what's so great about it, is that at the end of every single stage you get some sort of new kind of little toy that you can play with. So
I think that's why I ultimately ended up liking Mega Man games more than most side scrollers, because I felt like I was going back to the beginning, getting better and getting stronger and acquiring new stuff, whereas like you were saying with Mario, you beat a level and you're still plain old Mario.
right.
So
Yeah. Definitely got that gift aspect to it. I think, I don't know, too bad you couldn't get the ability that those fishes had that sucked you in, you know. I'd like
with Kirby.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I love Kirby too. I mean, there's just so many different abilities. And with Mario, or at least the side-scrolling Mario games, I always find myself wanting the Fire Flower, because I just want to shoot something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make this boss seem so easy. So, comparing it to, like, I don't know, Mega Man 9 or 10, which had harder bosses?
Between this and then those classic, like, 9 and 10 games?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I mean, I've played this game so much more than those, but I would probably say that Mega Man 10 probably has harder bosses than this game. But
Do you think it's because of limitations of the character that you can't really dash? And
Yeah, I was about to say, in Mega Man X you have more movement options, like wall jumping and stuff. It would be insanely hard if you couldn't do that.
yeah, actually, I was about to say, I mean, comparing the two is kind of hard, because they do play very differently. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I think overall, the Classic Series does have harder games than the X Series, but maybe that's just because I played X a lot more, so...
Yeah, and well, I like being able to move fast, you know, and those limitations of the old Mega Man games really just stopped me from going and playing them much at all.
Yeah. I actually love Mega Man 8, but most of the other classic games I never really come back to as much as X. Like Mega Man 3 I like, but that's the first one that had the sliding ability. Like Mega Man 1 and 2. 2 is a really good game. First one, not so much. But
And then they took the sliding ability away for 9 and 10.
Right.
yeah, exactly, which was kind of a bummer, but...
They're still good, but...
Yeah, they're good games, but the plus side was, at least in Mega Man, I think it was 10, like straight from the get-go, you could already play as Proto Man, and he had the sliding and charge shot and everything. But it also came at the cost of your character being a lot weaker to damage, so you would die in like 3 or 4 hits. So, yeah.
I think it's interesting that people in Mega Man games, or at least a lot of people, end up wanting to play as someone other than Mega Man. Like, you know, Mega Man 9 and 10 comes out and everyone's excited that you can play as Proto Man. In Mega Man X, I still remember wishing that I could play as Zero. And then when I found out in the later X games that I could play as Zero, man, I was a blockbuster faster than you could blink.
Right.
But looking back on it, X is good as in his own right. In fact, I think I prefer playing him in X4 just because Zero, you have to get so close to everything, and if you touch something in X games, you get hurt. So
yeah, I find myself, it really depends on which title it is. Like in X3, you actually do have the option at certain points to use Zero, and I actually don't even like using him in that game. But like
he is very different.
Yeah, he is very different in X3 than he is in any of the other titles. But I don't know.
He's more projectile based in X3, right?
Yeah, he is, and I don't know what it is, but for some reason it feels like he moves a bit slower or something.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. He just doesn't really feel right. So, but yeah.
I forgot to mention it as you're going through this level, but this is another one of those fantastic songs in Mega Man X. The Boomer Kuwanger level theme is just so good.
Yeah, I think it's like something tower or something. Towering Fortress, I think is what it's called. But yeah, I love the song on this level.
Man, you barely got past that one.
I still remember there was this old Yamaha XG synthesizer for PC I used back in the day, and you could load MIDI files. And one of the first electric songs that I ever made or remixed was the Boomer Kuwanger theme. I loaded that up in the Yamaha XG and just started like swapping out MIDI instruments. Good times.
Wow. Yeah. I remember whenever I first bought my guitar, one of the first songs I wanted to learn was, the title screen theme for Mega Man 2. That was like the first.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was one of the first songs I learned how to play. So.
They use that in the menu for the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, don't they?
Yeah.
Isn't this year a Mega Man Anniversary and pretty much nothing happened?
Yeah, I think it is. It's 25th, I think.
No,
Wow.
25th was. Or wait, actually, yeah, I think it was 25th. Or no, 25th was a couple years ago. I think this was the 20. Let me see. It's either the 27th or 28th this year.
I thought for sure it was 25th.
No, because I actually have that poster sitting on my wall right now. That's the 25th anniversary poster I drew a couple years ago.
They did the Anniversary Collection for the 20th anniversary, I think.
Right.
That would have been right about the right time when that came out. Which, I think at that time, I only had a GameCube, and yeah, the Anniversary Collection, unfortunately, in my opinion, was just not so good on the GameCube because the GameCube's D-pad limitations are just kind of... The D-pad on the GameCube's not good.
Yeah,
it's not.
Not to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, the PS2 version of that game was the one to play if you had to have that game. But I actually have the GameCube version, but I don't really play the classic games that much except Mega Man 8, and I have that on PS1, so yeah.
So this is the shoulder, right?
Yeah, this is the body armor, and I actually love how this game, each time you got an individual piece of the armor, you would already have it on your body, as opposed to like Mega Man. I think like X5 and X6 is where they started the whole, like, once you get a body part, you don't even see it until you complete all the armor, which I always kind of disliked.
I agree, yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
sick armor.
It's just so cool how you can kind of piece together your armor in this one.
yeah, and it looks so cool too. It always kind of reminded me of like the White Power Ranger almost.
I was, yeah, it's the same thing. That's exactly what I thought of.
Power Rangers were sweet too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the Power Rangers movie game on Super Nintendo was also fun.
Oh yeah,
we meant it a lot,
I still have the cartridge of that.
Oh god.
I still have the cartridge of this as well. I
Yeah,
can't
so do
part
I.
with it.
I don't even have a Super Nintendo, but I have this game on Super Nintendo. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
The cartridges of the other X games are... I can't remember which one is the hardest to find, but I just remember like going to all the different slackers trying to find. I think it was X2 or X3. I think X3 is extremely hard to find in cartridge.
Yeah, X3 I think is the one that's the hardest to find. X2 is pretty hard too, but X3 has it beat, I believe.
Yeah, X3 is, I think it's considered one of the most rare games on the Super Nintendo. So I actually used to own both of those, but I don't anymore. So,
I always hated this boss.
Yeah, he's tough.
oh, really? Is he tough? I guess I'm about to show you how tough he is. No, as a kid I hated this guy too, but nowadays I might get hit like once or twice.
Yeah, because you're using his weakness.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys, I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to get through this real fast.
I understand.
I mean, I can beat all these bosses with just the Buster. It's just, it would take me longer, obviously, so.
Yeah, you could beat him with the Buster and one hand tied behind your back.
Probably.
Just use your toes.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody saw this online yet. I think Duty Dude, you pointed it out to me. And that is that Buster you can buy and actually wear, and it lights up and makes a noise, and you pull a little trigger on the inside.
Yeah, it's the classic Mega Man Buster replica. And I did find out, though, it is made of plastic. So it seems, I think it's $80, which seems a little too high, in my opinion, for a plastic Buster. But
Yeah, I wish they would make one that's like, you know, a bit more high quality metal and stuff.
yeah,
That still lights up and then works like a real Buster.
yeah, that would be
But
awesome.
I couldn't find another one like online. I was just looking, trying to find one.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much that would cost.
Oh, man. It'd probably be a lot.
What's interesting is that Capcom keeps making stuff, but not Mega Man games.
I know.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, for the Mega Man anniversary, we're releasing these plastic figurines, a new Mega Man T-shirt, this plastic arm cannon, and not games.
Yeah, it really sucks. I mean, at the same time, I think you said this before, Facto, but I'd rather have no games than a real crappy game. But at the same time, I still just want a game. Even if it does suck, just give us something at this point. I just want something new of Mega Man that's a game. I mean, figures are cool and all, but I can't play my figure on a HD TV. So, I mean, I don't know. I've always just wanted Mega Man. I want him to actually go next gen. Because the 8-bit, like Mega Man 9 and 10, yeah, they were cute, you know, nice games. But that was not next gen. It was just kind of it was fan service, really. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'd be even more fan service though if they really went and did it right for the next gen. Put a lot more time into it, you know.
Oh,
But that's
yeah.
the thing. They need to do it right. Do you remember? Did you ever see the prototype? I think it was Retro Studios had for a new Mega Man game.
Yeah, Maverick Hunter.
It didn't seem like Mega Man, but who knows? It could have been good.
If you guys,
I can't judge it since I've never played it, but it didn't. I don't think it would have given me the Mega Man feels just based on how it looked. Because aesthetics, as much as I say they aren't important, are to some extent.
Well, like, if you're trying to reinvent, it's like Metroid Prime. Like, that game looked like a Metroid game, just kind of, like, brought up to date.
Yes,
But Maverick
yeah.
Hunter, it just...
I think it lost the Mega Man soul in translation somehow.
Yeah, like, the character designs were made by the guy who did the designs for the Iron Man movie, so, like, the Iron Man suit and everything. But, I mean, that doesn't look like Mega Man. He almost looked... Like, Reploids are supposed to be robots that behave as humans and kind of look like humans. But the Maverick Hunter, it didn't look like humans at all. It just looked like these androids.
yeah.
And honestly, it looked a lot like Iron Man, just a blue costume
Well,
instead. So
One thing it really reminded me of was that old Super Nintendo game, and I think it was a movie, Lawnmower Man. I thought it was a cross between Mega Man and Lawnmower Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's like, that's so weird.
Access
Yeah.
not granted. I'm kind of glad that game was canned, even though, like you said, it could have been good, but it definitely didn't look right. I mean, I don't know. I just can't imagine any Mega Man game going into first person and it actually turning out the way that it should. So,
I could see it happening if they do it right. Kind of like how Metroid took a turn for FPS, but still having that, I don't know. It's so linear, these levels, and
Right.
making 9 and 10.
Well, like
Linear in a good way, though.
Yeah, it's a good style, and I just don't know if they could give that same feel with a first-person shooter style.
Yeah, like that's what I was about to say. Is every time I play a first-person shooter that has some sort of campaign that's real linear, it's always so boring because it's usually just a shooting gallery. You get to a certain section, enemies pop up, and you have to take them all out and then move to the next area, and then eventually you finally get to point B, and then you're done with the level. And it never actually feels satisfying to me. But in this game, like Mega Man X, when I get to the end of the level, I feel satisfied. Like, there's a lot of action, it has good pacing, and I just don't think that that's something, like, especially in terms of, like, platforming. Like, Metroid Prime was done so well because it's still focused on exploration, and, that's kind of like the
point.
Yeah, that's the point of Metroid, is it's all about the exploration. So, I feel like that was kind of I don't know, it was a safe way of them doing that, but with Mega Man X, or even classic Mega Man, which would just be atrocious if they ever brought that into first person, but I just don't think it would work out.
Mega Man Legends 3, man. All I gotta say. That's a whole nother story.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm just amazed at how you know exactly where to go, what levels to do first. I mean, it's insane.
Yep.
Also, this level is different because you beat Chill Penguin, is that right?
Yeah, Chill Penguin, yeah. So right now, on the ground, it's supposed to be lava, but since I defeated Chill Penguin, it's all ice frozen, so...
Right.
It's
also
pretty cool.
another sweet feature. Do they do that in any of the future X games?
Oh, boy.
I played those so little that it's hard for me to know. I know this game in and out.
Yeah, same here. I know they didn't do it in X4 just because I played that one a lot too, but I almost want to say I think certain levels in X2, similar to this game, I think they might have done it. Do you remember the one boss from X2 that's like a moth?
Oh gosh, he's either I can't remember. Either his level is extremely hard or he's really hard.
Oh,
but...
he's really hard. That's actually a certain boss that I have a lot of trouble with. But I think his level might change depending on if you beat somebody before him. But I don't remember.
So I just noticed that you have like the super charge buster. I thought you had to get that in Sigma's level.
So I don't know if anybody can tell right now, but the way that they hid that power up for this buster is actually extremely cool.
Yeah.
Most people would never know that. So if you do go to Sigma's Fortress Stage 1 and you don't have this buster upgrade, whenever Zero, whatever happens to him that you'll see later, he will actually give you the buster upgrade himself if you don't have it. But if you do, then you won't get anything from him. So
I must have not been paying attention. I don't even know where you got it.
yeah. Oh god, it's like really high up on this wall. You have to dash jump towards it and break the wall with your boots. So it's really well hidden. So most people never even notice it.
Yep, I definitely didn't.
Yeah, it's just crazy how well you know this. It's really good. You were the right person to do the demo for this game, for sure.
Yeah, I've just played it so many times. I think I have played X4 more than this game, though.
Yeah, I never even noticed any difference in the backgrounds in this game based on what order you beat the bosses in. I'm just amazed at how much detail they put into this game, and how I think later in the X4, 5, and 6, especially 7, it's like they just try to get the games out maybe faster, or maybe they just decided they're going to do something else instead of always going in and making those background changes, or some kind of relationship between the levels and how you do them in what order. But X7, earlier we were talking about maybe the first-person shooter aspect. That game kind of went into this other third-person review, and I just didn't like it. I just was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Of course, we were excited for it at first, but
yeah,
it's
it didn't end out. It didn't end up playing out the way many Mega Man fans hoped it would.
yeah, it's too slow.
Yeah,
Axel was the best addition to the Mega Man universe.
Well, I love Mega Man X8 because Axel actually isn't annoying in that game, and he's actually pretty cool. But yeah, X7, if that's the only game you ever play with Axel, you're gonna hate Axel because he's such a terrible character in that game, and he has like this real whiny voice, and I'm pretty sure he's voiced by a girl, which you can tell. So, yeah. I actually remember the first time I heard his voice, I actually thought he was supposed to be a girl. So
yeah, me too. Same for Zero though. Just by looking at Zero, you can hear him. But
I actually thought
pull people into thinking that new characters are girls.
yeah.
In this game, I thought Zero's hair was actually a cape because it's kind of hard to tell with the sprite art in this one. I really did think it was a cape.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought he was a girl too. So
now, talking about X8, like I would be so ecstatic about an X9 just because of the story, because of what happens at the end of X8. I mean,
yeah,
I want them to continue that. Gosh.
I know, because the story was so perfect. It's like, okay, next game we're gonna kill Axel.
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
okay, good. So how come
Jar
they
Jar
didn't do
Binks.
that? Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it's very disappointing, and I don't know. It was exciting.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, that again. I like how both times I have done this level in this playthrough so far, I almost died because of the stupid flying thing.
Yeah, exactly the same spot too.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing I did like about X7 is it kind of tried to do a different final boss than Sigma, even though it ended up being Sigma. But like X6 and X8 actually didn't end with a Sigma battle. X6 it ended with a guy named Gate, which I can't tell you anything else about because I don't remember anything about him. And X8 ended with Lumine, who I actually do remember a lot about because I love Mega Man X8.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and that was one thing that made me like X8 even more, is that you actually do face Sigma in the game, but he's not the main villain of it. And you end up finding out it isn't even really Sigma that you were facing after all, because Sigma is dead. So, yeah, it would have been really interesting in the next game. It kind of hinted at, you know, Sigma's gone, Lumine's gone, and the next final boss for you is more than likely going to be Axel. So, I really wish they would have done that.
I am completely behind the times. I didn't even know any of that.
Yeah.
Man, you gotta play through X8.
Yeah, X8. I actually really love X8. I think.
When did X8 come out?
2005.
It was either 05 or 06. I think it was 05.
Gotcha.
Though. So yeah, it's almost 10 years old if it is 05. So.
I feel so old.
I know, God. Yeah, X8 is good. It has Vile in it too, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Vile's really cool. And what's funny is when I was a kid, Vile's shoulder cannon I thought was like a nose coming off in his face. For some reason, I don't know, and I thought he was kind of stupid looking for that reason. I was like, what is that big silver nose, like Pinocchio? But when I found out he actually had almost like a Boba Fett helmet, I was like, all right, he's pretty cool.
Right, that's exactly that. I always thought he had. It's like, oh look, it's a Star Wars guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like a purple Boba Fett, which is awesome.
It's so funny.
He's got to be one of my favorite designed X characters. Just, I don't know, he looks so cool.
Oh yeah, same here. That's why I bought his D-Arts figure.
I have his too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What does the D in D Arts stand for?
I don't know.
Devrick. No.
No, it stands for definitely.
Definitely arts.
Making video game character toys. No, not really toys.
Yeah. Man, like, I would actually feel bad to give this to somebody and then see them playing with it. I'd be like, "What are you doing? Stop it!" Like, these things
break
are
his
so
flimsy joint.
Yeah. God.
My Zero's arm falls off all the time.
Oh, did you open your Zero?
Yeah, but now that you're telling me how much they're worth, I'm regretting that. But
Did you open Vile too?
yes,
Oh, okay.
I still have the boxes and everything, but
God, you're killing me, man. I'm looking at my D-Arts right now, and I just want to open them up so bad.
I'll bring my opened ones over, and you can touch them, and then you can resist the urge to open your own.
Oh, man. Dude, I think I told you, but I just ordered the Ultimate Armor X from X4 the other day.
Oh god.
So God,
The D-Arts one?
Yeah, and that's my favorite armor of X ever.
Yeah.
It just looks so cool. It's like purple and dark blue. Oh man, it's awesome.
My favorite functional armor was always that one you could just like fly through the level.
Yeah, that was X. It was in X5 too, but the first one was the Ultimate Armor in X4, which
Is that the one where you pretty much turn like gray and yellow, and
you're like yellowish, yeah, and
it's been a while.
you're pretty much invincible. So
I just don't think it was my
you
favorite.
could do like that fire dash, flare blitz, essentially.
yeah, it's like seriously, it was a flare blitz.
Charizard.
Pokemons.
Yeah.
Man, those talk of toys makes me want Mega Man amiibos.
Yeah.
Not just Mega Man, like Capcom should sell Mega Man to Nintendo, Nintendo make a Mega Man game, and then we get Mega Man amiibos.
Yeah.
Because
Wow. Yeah,
I want
I
Proto
think
Mons.
that's gonna sell so fast when that Mega Man amiibo comes out. You know.
It's already sold out on Amazon, and I don't know about GameStop. I mean, I pre-ordered mine at GameStop, but it was already sold out on Amazon,
so
What
just
is?
trying to get a little back on topic. This level is pretty sweet looking. Like the trees are digital and like have circuitry going through them. That's pretty good touch.
yeah, it adds a bit more personality to what would have otherwise been just another boring forest level that you see
Now-
in most other games.
What exactly are you going to this level to do? Are you finding another heart container thing, or?
Yeah, and I paused right here because there was someone was knocking at the door, but
Oh. All right, let's go through the weapons you got here. So, any other secret weapons to get?
actually, wow, I didn't realize this, but I forgot to get the Hadoken, which is kind of sad. I can't believe I forgot to do that.
There's a Hadouken in this.
Yeah, if you go to what's his name, something Armadillo or whatever.
Oh, Armored Armadillo.
Yeah.
You mean Rue?
Yeah, if you go all the way to the end of his stage without getting hit, and you climb above the entrance to the boss room, which you have to do a very specific jump at the end of the stage to get to, then there's a Dr. Light capsule at the top, and when you go up to it, he tells you, like, he has a little bandana on his head, like he's dressed like Ryu, and then he gives you the Hadouken, which kills every single boss in just one hit, so,
Wow.
yeah.
They put a lot of secret stuff in this game, man.
Yeah, and in Mega Man X2 you can get the Shoryuken.
Oh man, this level.
Yeah, this is... Alright, so just quick story. The first time I got to this level as a kid, I was so, like, hyped. And when I heard that music start playing, I just, like, ran over to the TV and turned up the volume extremely loud. Because I was like, oh my god, this sounds so awesome. So I just...
It's so heroic. It
I
makes you
know.
feel epic.
Yeah.
Still does.
Yeah, it still does.
Yeah.
It's an
I love the
amazing
music
song.
to this stage. I mean, it's the one music that I remember more than any other music in any Mega Man game.
Yeah.
I think it's because it took so much effort to get here, and then the song is just good in and of itself, so it just sticks with you.
Yeah.
So I'm about to have my first really, really stupid death here in a sec, which is my only death throughout this whole thing. But it's coming up here in just a little bit. But yeah, this part of this stage right here was an absolute nightmare when I was a kid. And as you can see, it still comes back. Look, I paused the game because I was about to rage, and then I just kind of calmed myself down. And I was like, it's okay. It's only once.
Man.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've died falling off that spot. Those stupid enemies, they're so annoying. And then they laugh at you.
Yeah. They look like flying, like, I always thought they looked like fat faces or something. I don't know.
What about that one thing from TMNT, that little monster thing lives inside the stomach of some man?
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of those.
Wasn't that like the Craig, or not the Craig, the... You know, I know what you're talking about, though.
The Craig.
I don't remember what they were called. It was something weird like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I dodged all of that right there.
Wow.
Skill. It's funny is over Skype, what I'm seeing is enemies just die. Since the lag, I don't see the actual pellets coming out.
Yeah, it's like disappearing act, you know?
There's Vile with his big nose.
Oh, God.
How could you think that's a nose?
Just look at it. It looks like a big silver nose.
See, like, I never saw that, so now I guess I just can't see it, but...
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm laughing trying to imagine it, though.
It's like Pinocchio in robot form.
This part was so epic, though, because the music stopped playing, and you hear, like, Zero charge up his buster, and then, assumingly, Vile beating the crap out of him, which now you see Zero all caged up. So...
This is a huge moment in the game. I mean, it comes back to what we were talking about in the beginning. This guy totally stomped your face at the start of the game, and now it's your turn.
And now he just stomps you again. So...
Jump around him!
Yeah, I remember, as a kid, me just thinking, like, really? Again? What is this? So...
Yeah, I thought that you had to beat him at this point for sure, after the first time.
Yeah.
Now I'm more powerful.
And it's almost like you feel like you're so defeated right now because Zero is caged up and now you can't even save him. So...
And then Zero 2 shows up.
Yeah.
Man. I was so sad.
Yeah, same here. Like when you see this right here where his helpless little body gets launched off of Vile.
I wish we could like go back and replay that, but it almost looks like only his top half flies off of Vile.
I'm pretty sure it is, and it looks really funny. I can replay it back whenever I edit this, but... So yeah, he's saying stuff right now. I was skipping through it because, as I told Will, which I haven't even brought up yet, I actually did this playthrough twice. The first time, I had the game audio turned off the whole time I was recording, and I did not know it. So I started playing back my file, and I was like, wow, there's no audio. So I went back all the way through it and did it again. So
It's dedication right there.
Yeah.
Is he weak to this ice shard?
Yeah, it does like 2 or 3 damage each time, which is a bit more effective than the Buster, but doing the Buster gets the job done pretty easy too. So
You defeated Vile. And Zero could.
Before Zero. And the blood dripping down his mouth. So
Yeah, it is his torso.
yeah.
Where'd his legs go?
You know, and in that sequence just a little bit ago, what exactly was he doing? He jumped on Vile and then what? He charged up his Buster and then just blew up?
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know if it was a self-destruct too. I mean, it sounded like a charging Buster though, right?
maybe
Yeah, it sounded like a charging Buster.
maybe he released the energy from his legs and his legs just disintegrated.
Maybe. I have no idea. So
And maybe, who knows, Vile might have had some kind of a barrier or some kind of trick up his sleeve to kind of cause Zero to hurt himself if he tried to shoot him. A deflector or something, I don't know.
yeah.
I really thought Zero was dead at this point in my life.
Yeah,
When I was
same
little.
here. And then you play X2, and well, he's not dead. So, I always hated those shield enemies, the ones with the big, whatever that thing's called.
That vertical climb was so annoying as a kid, and probably still is because I'm nowhere near as skilled at this game. Oh, and then you go through all the bosses again, just to remind them how badly they get stomped.
Yeah, especially Boomer Flanger.
Look at him trying to throw a boomerang at you, poor guy.
He's literally detaching part of his head and throwing it at me.
That's how desperate he is.
He's like, they didn't give me a weapon. Dang it.
I'll throw my helmet at you.
It just so happens to operate like a boomerang. So.
Unrealistic physics.
Yep.
It's such a realistic game, though, you know?
I know. This game is the definition of realism, which is why when he throws his boomerang at you, it should really just hit the wall and then fall to the floor, and then he just shrugs his shoulders and kill him.
Yeah, no, when it comes to games, I always prefer the non-realistic touch, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, Zelda,
you play games to escape some reality. You don't...
Right.
Like, if a game was so much like real life that it basically felt like real life, well, then I'd just walk outside.
Right. Dude, I won't stay off topic too long, but there's this game on PS3 that I downloaded, and it was free. And literally all you do in the game is walk. So, and Josh was watching me play it, and we were joking. It's like, is there any point to this game? And we actually Googled it, and the developers of the game say there's no point to the game. So, like, seriously, it's like a walking simulator.
Interesting.
Very stupid.
Except you burn no calories.
Yeah, exactly.
I always had trouble detecting the pattern. Like, I see the bars that he can move on, but I still, towards the end, it's like, okay, now where exactly is he going to go?
Yeah, he doesn't have to take all the bars that come up to him next, I just noticed.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of times he does, but sometimes he skips a bar.
This boss was, oh my god, I hated this boss when I was little. I died to this thing so many times.
Yep, this spider sent me back to the start of Sigma's level countless times.
And I don't know about you guys, but the first time I actually got to the end of this level, I actually thought this was the final boss, and I was so confused. I was like, wait, why is it a spider?
Yeah, I thought the same thing too.
Wait, so if you die to the spider, do you start over at Sigma's level, or is there a checkpoint that you hit?
There is a checkpoint right in that boss kind of like pathway before the boss room, but I would die to this thing like 20 times in a row, so it didn't even matter.
It always stinks too when you waste your weapon energy on him and then die anyway, and then you're stuck with like 4 shots left of the weapon you need, and then it's like, okay, well then this is a guaranteed death for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's probably the worst on the final boss of the game because you actually need a special weapon to kill it because your buster doesn't affect it. So if you waste it, then you pretty much have to either restock or just kill yourself to start over with your ammo. So, yeah.
We should make a Mega Man X movie.
Yeah. Well, there is that one, like...
Directed by John Woo.
Oh, God. Well, here's Chill Penguin again, who...
Could have sworn you beat him earlier.
As difficult as he always is.
Hardest boss ever.
Yeah.
Look out for that hard head of his.
The hardest... I think the hardest X boss ever is probably the final boss of X6.
I don't know if I ever made it there.
You probably didn't because that game is just... It's
brutal.
Yeah, it's just...
I could do it with save states.
Yeah.
It is so frustrating. I got so mad playing that game.
Yeah, that's actually my least favorite X game. Just for that reason. I think they made it Like, there's games that are hard and have difficulty, like this game. Like, this game is hard if it's your
But
first time.
doable.
But yeah, it's doable, and you can actually get good at it. X6, on the other hand, like, it's not fair in how hard it is. Like, the enemy placements and the level designs are all randomized, which means you're going to get, like, some of the worst level design you've ever seen, especially in a Mega Man X game. It's really unacceptable.
Wait, they're randomized?
Yeah, it's like there's this whole... It even says it on the back of the box. They call it the Nightmare System, which, hey, that's pretty... that's
It's true.
Yeah, it's accurately
Yeah.
titled, I'd say. But, yeah, based on your decisions, which I don't know what that even means, but it says that the level designs are randomized and enemy placements are randomized as well. So...
Based on your decision to try and win, we
Yeah.
placed enemies to where you can't.
Hey, we saw you bought this game, so we're gonna punish you.
Yeah.
Wake up in the middle of the night with cold sweats.
Yeah.
All I want to do is play as Zero. That's all I want to do. I can't get past the second level with X. Oh my god.
No. There's something worse than that. You can't play as X in Mega Man X7 until you, like, fulfill something. Like, I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that stupid? Like, your game is called Mega Man X. You can't play as Mega Man X. Really? Come on now. So, I don't know who made that decision.
Well, I mean, it's not that long, is it?
Oh no, I think it's,
Yeah, it's like Metroid. Why can't I play as Metroid? That's a little different, but
well, yeah, like, obviously, you're playing as Metroid right now, so...
What? Metroid can't crawl? What?
yeah, why can't Metroid crawl?
Danky
Best
Kang.
Miiverse post ever.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Danky Kang from Miiverse too?
No, I think
no, that's
Danky
from
Kang
Jeopardy.
was Jeopardy or something.
Yeah.
And it was about... I think it was supposed to be Sonic the Hedgehog, but it
Oh.
just said Danky Kang.
Now this boss, I always sucked at, man.
Oh,
Oh,
So-
this boss,
oh.
I think it was Mega Man X5, but it was either X4 or X5. I think it was X5, but this boss, it was actually remade in one of those games.
Yeah, I know. I always hated it.
Yeah, I actually think it was harder in those games, because as you can see right here...
his nose is flying around.
He's pretty nosy.
Man, as a kid, this was a nightmare too, because if you drop in that middle and hit those spikes, you're just instantly dead, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish there was a power up to have no spike death.
Well, what was that? Gaia armor? You could walk on spikes?
Yeah, that was X5.
Yeah.
But besides
That was so awesome. They had so many different armors in that game.
Yeah, like, Falcon armor was the coolest, in my opinion. Because you could fly, pretty much. So.
Right. That was my favorite.
Yeah, Gaia armor, besides walking on spikes, just kind of sucked.
It looked cool in the illustrations, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't look as cool, like, in-game as it did in the illustrations.
Yeah, it looked like too bulky or something. I don't know.
Speaking of that, I kind of miss the instruction manuals that used to come with games. Like,
Yeah.
those had some pretty cool stuff in them, and
Oh, yeah.
now it's literally a slip of paper.
Yep. I literally have, pretty much brand new games in my room that have nothing in them. Like, it might be a white slip of paper, but I think it was like, I got DuckTales Remastered, and that has absolutely nothing. Not even a slip of paper. It's like, oh, okay, cool. No booklet, no nothing.
Yeah.
I liked having a big meaty instruction manual.
Yeah.
A Link to the Past, that one had a pretty nice instruction manual. I mean, it even had like story. I'm pretty sure it even had some story in it.
Wow.
I just always liked taking those booklets and then drawing something out of it. We spent so much time drawing Sonic and Mega Man stuff.
Oh,
just from
yeah.
the booklets.
Yep.
Who was that one Mega Man character that I drew? You remember I was over at your house? It was that pink-haired girl from some Mega Man game. I can't remember what it was. Command Mission. Was it Command Mission?
Oh, it was Nana. I think it was Nana.
From the
Is that
X8?
That was Command Mission.
Oh.
I know, well, Nana has pink hair. I don't know if that's who you're talking about. Though.
Yeah, I think it was Nana.
So,
Yeah, good times.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
That
us also.
that is a game that I kind of forgot existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good game, though.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I mean, it was pretty simple, but I don't know. I think I was starved for Mega Man or something, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought.
It was really fun until I got to a boss that I just could not ever beat.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's like the forest kind of area, and this guy, he has like, it's really weird. He has like a huge body, but then his head is really tiny or something. And I think he's like a scientist or something in the game. But I know what boss you're talking about because I remember.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy was
And
really
then-
tough.
And then,
That might be something fun to do a little recording on at some point.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was really awesome. The armor you could get in that with the absolute zero armor.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oh yeah.
It's like he's a vampire or something.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who played with the cards? The purple dude. I can't remember his name.
Spider.
Oh.
That was the most tragic like loss ever. Oh my god.
He was my favorite character.
You know,
Okay.
like I think everyone hated that because you would build him up, like make him so strong, and then he's gone. So that really sucked.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it did.
think I remember who you're talking about. It's been so long since I played that.
Yeah, same here.
It would be great to do a run through of that because I'm sure it would all seem pretty new or just remind us. But this this playthrough, like, what's the next part of this? Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
I forget this guy's name now for some reason.
Launch octopus.
That's right.
Looks like he's just taunting you the whole time with his tentacles.
Yeah. I like how his little intro is him like pointing his tentacle at you, and then like kind of like shifting it downward, basically saying, "Oh, you're going down." Just has a bit of personality to him.
Yeah.
But I really like the boss designs in this game. They're just so, I don't know, they're so colorful and really,
Each one is extremely unique.
yeah,
and
they're
how-
all just really good.
And actually, I normally despise water levels with a flaming passion, but the water level in Mega Man X is actually not bad. It still feels fast. I don't feel like bogged down. I don't have to worry about oxygen,
Yeah.
and it's just not clumsy.
Yeah, the only games, yeah, I completely agree. I think the only games that I actually don't mind water levels are most Mega Man games and most Mario games. But Sonic, oh my god, I cannot stand water levels in Sonic games. So, yeah.
Tomb Raider was one with pretty awful water levels too. If you've ever played Tomb Raider, but
No,
Gosh.
I never have, but I'll take your word on it.
I wonder if there are any water levels in the new Tomb Raider.
I don't know. I played the latest one. I never beat it, but it didn't have any water stuff. And the point I
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I can't help but just keep thinking of what they're gonna do next with Mega Man. They have to do something.
well,
you would think, but I mean, there's not even rumors anymore.
yeah. There's nothing, man.
It's a shame.
Yep.
I think the last thing I heard about any sort of Mega Man game was whatever the one that was rumored, or not even rumored. They showed some stuff, but you're supposed to be able to play as Ryu as well.
Oh, Mega Man Universe, which didn't really look that good. But
Big
Yeah.
chance of it.
I'm actually glad that didn't come out, but
yeah.
that's the last I heard of a Mega Man game.
Yeah, and then Legends 3 was supposed to be made too, and they canceled.
Legends 3 is still an open wound, man.
It really is. Waited, what, I think like over 10 years for that, and then they just cancel it, so... Oh, man. I don't even like talking about it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
It just kind of makes me mad.
that game is kind of like Mega Man X. Mega Man X was my first Super Nintendo Mega Man game. And Mega Man Legends, I think Mega Man Legends was the next Mega Man game that kind of had that same impression on me where I was just blown away, and I mean, I played it so long. That was my after-school activity in middle school, so it definitely has a special place. And I am just like you. I waited so long because at the end of Legends 2, it says "to be continued."
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, so that means eventually. And then when they showed it, I was like, okay, this is happening. And then, of course, ay.
Yeah, and my God, I mean, he's still up on the moon. When are we ever going to get him down from there?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, I didn't play through the first two, so I don't really have the connection you guys have, but I just think Capcom is just not doing Mega Man justice
Oh, they're
at
not.
all. I mean, maybe they need to sell him, or somebody else needs to just make one and get Capcom to license it or something. I mean,
So I think you just killed Trouble there.
Yeah, kind of does look like him. And now here comes Sigma, which, man, oh man. This first part of Sigma used to absolutely bug the crap out of me as a kid, but I'm about to make it look super easy, so
it's Darth Vader.
pay close attention.
No, he's got a green lightsaber. It's Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, Qui-Gon can fly like that.
Yeah, Qui-Gon wouldn't have been owned by Darth Maul so easily if he could
I'm
fly.
not gonna get you.
The sprite, his sword doesn't actually look like it's really glowing. It just kind of looks like one of those Walmart lightsabers.
Yeah.
It almost looks like one of those, like, cheap styrofoam lightsabers. I don't know if you've ever seen those, but
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's the kind that they actually use, or they used in the making of Star Wars Episode 1. It's like the foam ones
oh god.
in certain spots, and they just had a lightsaber to hold for like a green screening.
I thought he had his cape.
You did.
You'd burn him.
That's all. That's the only part of him I killed, apparently.
I do not remember his head floating, oh my gosh.
And the music right at this point is so sinister, it almost makes you feel like, oh, I have no chance at winning right now.
Huh.
This boss
There's a-
is actually really brutal.
It is. There's so much going on. I beat this game probably 2 years ago, and it takes a minute to even figure out what all is happening at once and where you need to stand.
Yeah.
I agree. It's overwhelming.
And certain, like, attacks that he does are really hard to miss. Like, when he shoots all of those little shots of lightning out, like the little, like, kind of orbs, that's really hard to get through without getting hit.
So can you only damage him with the shield?
Yep, that's it.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
It's really crazy.
I always wondered how you're supposed to beat this guy.
Yeah, like, I think the first time I actually ever beat this game, like all the way through, was probably when I was like 14 or 15. Because I never knew that. I never knew you could only use the shield on his head. So, yeah. Like, as a kid, I never fully beat this, but...
I didn't either. I got close, and I didn't really care that I never beat it, but
Yeah.
like I said, 2 years ago, I just kind of wanted to go do it, because I got it on Virtual Console, and I was like, okay, now I could beat this.
Right.
Yeah.
Man. But the way they designed Sigma is creepy, because all the other bosses, they stay in one piece, essentially, but then Sigma's head falls off and attaches into this giant machine. It just is kind of disturbing.
Yeah, it
It
is.
reminds me of Majora's Mask.
And
Just
now he
so-
says he can't be destroyed by Mega Man, even though he just was. So... I don't know why I didn't press anything sooner, but why X? Why begins? So yeah,
So what was Sigma doing in this game? Is he trying to kill the humans?
he's trying to eliminate the humans, and he's trying to build his own kind of sanctuary for Reploids in a sense. So yeah, we just blew that up.
What was that Elysium that X was talking about at the end of X5?
Yeah, X5. He talks about Elysium, which I believe I think that's in the Zero games where
They reuse that in Mega Man Legends as well.
yeah, they do. Which kind of ties the whole series together with that. I think the only games in this whole series that are not tied to like, you know, the classic and X and everything is Battle Network and Star Force are a completely different universe. So
Oh my god, I still love Battle Network.
yeah, Battle Network's good. Star Force, not so much.
I don't know why. At the time when Star Force came out, I liked it more than Battle Network, but now it's like, no. Battle Network's better.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of make you not seem like a hero there. He's like, he wonders why he chose to fight. Was there another way?
Yep. Yeah.
And I wonder if he's thinking these thoughts, like right there, he only knows that he'll fight before he finds his answer. It just sounds like his brain isn't fully developed as a robot, you know? He had to have a reason to fight. He's starting to protect the people that, you know, where's Roll? Where's Dr. Light? I don't know who he's fighting
well,
for.
he doesn't know those people, but...
Well, that statement right there indicates that his brain is in his X-Buster, so that's...
Well, he's asking how long will he fight, and obviously he fought until until Capcom just stopped making games, so...
Yeah, but the X
There's your answer.
Nancy.
Yep. We found the answer. So, I always liked this part because the music was so great, and...
Why don't they show the voices of who did each part, like the Beeblader and the Gulper?
I don't know, man. Like, obviously the voice acting in this game was really phenomenal.
Hey, Gunvolt. I've heard that before.
I do think that something like this is very called for when it comes to how much effort they put into this. You know?
Oh, yeah. Gallery stage. Still trying to figure out which stage that was.
Yeah, I have no idea what all of them pretty much mean, but the people that made the game probably have an idea.
I know Forest stage. I can picture that one. Planty. Creeper. I like
This
some
kinda
of the names here.
This kind of stuff makes me wonder about, you know, who all came together to form the team that made this game, and then where did they go after this? How many of the original members stuck around to make X2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? And, you know, is this game one of the best ones because it was just this happy accident where the right people got together at the right time in the right place and some magic just happened and they made a near perfect game?
Well,
it makes you wonder, like,
yeah.
what are the odds of this game happening versus something different, you know?
X7.
Well, I think right now, like, it's showing all these names. That was actually, yeah, there's Vile, and he was the team lead for this project, so, I mean, we're finding that out right now.
Wait, who was the team lead? Vile? What?
Vile, yeah, and then Zero helped in production. So,
No, he was the supervising producer, and then, of course, X was the director.
yeah. No, I love this right here, though, because it, I don't know, I just love how it says that you are Mega Man X.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And then I ran outside pretending to be Mega Man
Yeah.
X.
Then I went into
Yeah,
the
we all
kitchen
did.
and I shot my dad because I thought he was a Maverick. So,
The game told me I was Mega Man.
like, yeah. Programmers, we got Cow. That's a great name.
Hey, Dewey, one of the ducks, one of the...
4 programmers.
And yeah, look how like small this team is compared to games nowadays where you need like, I don't know, like sometimes hundreds of people. So,
Elf.
yeah, like what's up with these names? Kirby? Oh, never mind, that was Curry. Professor F.
But like I was saying, just how did they all get together? It's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, no, it's really amazing. I mean, it has to be a happy accident when you come out with a game like this. Any, finished game that gets good praise from a lot of people is always considered like a little mini miracle, And the same for film.
Yep. Well, guys, that was our playthrough of Mega Man X for the Mega Merry Xmas. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you pretty soon.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Merry Christmas.
But
I did too, and I noticed it because we're being recorded.
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
noticed it too. I was like just now. So
yeah.
So
Like.
like.
Oh, like.
I'm putting this section in like a very short blooper.
Shut up!
At the end.
You said it again. God.